Morning, welcome to Life for Days. Just baited a couple of spots up, put the rods out. Gorgeous out. Nobody else here yet. The lake's been shut for a couple of weeks for spawning. Rightly so. So there's been no fishing. Leave them to do their thing and get on with it, have a little rest. It's back open this morning from dawn. Seems like no one else is bothered. It's empty. Nobody here. 2 spots per rod, so I can alternate between the two if I need to. So. Now I've still got the option of casting out towards the island. I'm going to go out there. I don't like getting too close to it in case I stick it in the trees. Sort of overhanging branches and all that, so to try and get too close with a cast, you're going to end up losing leads and rigs and whatnot. And bailiffs don't like it when you keep sticking them in the tree, so I tend to drop short of the island all here. There's plenty of fish showing in the middle. I don't see why I need to cast to the island at the moment. There's one, just jumped out over there. Having his morning feed. Coming up to clean out his gills. I've got one directly in front of us, I reckon, just under the rod tip. Bit of fizzing down there. That's not where I'm fishing to either. Typical. One over there on the other spot. There's a couple left on the other spot on that one. Nothing on that spot at the moment, I can see. I've got one out in front and one to the right. Spots and the same there. I've got one out just to the left and one tight up against the margin towards the reeds. This is the problem. Like I said, I was going to nip round to the little spot in the trees over there. I like that spot. Had some good fish from there. But I see fish here, so I thought, well, it's almost crazy to just walk past them when they're showing here, isn't it? On that side of it, they might be showing here, but not feeding. Yeah, so it's always a challenge. What do you do? If you see fish, it's silly to walk past them and not have a go. The lake's open, but this week there's a ban on surface fishing at the moment, just for a week, to give the fish a chance to rest after spawning. It's too easy to walk around, see them sitting there resting and pick them off with a bit of floating bread over their head. So give them half a chance, make it somewhat of a challenge. Target them on the bottom, leave the ones that are sitting there resting on the surface alone. Sometimes you can overcomplicate things. Too many rods, too many lines in the water. Moving. I see a couple of little bubbles. I thought, no, just sit still. Sit still. one, possibly a little ghosty. Went off well though. Ghosty. Got a better look at it. Fish. He does not want to come in. He's down with it. Why you can just pull it in and drag it to the net, it's not fishing. You've got to give the thing a chance, play the fish, you know, enjoy it. Don't drag it out, but tire the fish down a bit, because otherwise you're going to get it in the net and on the bank and it's going to wake up, it's going to be going absolutely nuts. You want to take some of its energy out, so hopefully it's a little bit calmer on the bank. Even that don't always work. Especially with some of these smaller ones, they're really lively. Look, up on the surface, in the net, the E. Get in. Hopefully you could see that, but we got a fish. Right, let's get him out of the water and we'll have a look. Right, so I've got my stuff set up here. Let's get the fish out. Nicely nailed in the lip there, sir. First thing, follow your line in, remove your hook and your lead out the way. Any debris and stuff, get rid of it. Don't want it in there damaging the fish while he's on the bank. Get you a look at her. Beautiful little ghosty. Pleased with that. She's not massive, but what a beautiful fish. Keep them over the mat at all times. Never swing them away from the mat, always keep them over your mat. If she flips, if she's got something soft underneath her, you can lower her back down to that. Pleased with that, that's a lovely morning fish that is. Right, so before I put her in my mat, I laid my sling in there. And that enables me to pick her up and return her safely, or weigh her if I want to. But before you lift them, just make sure the fins are flat against the body. Don't pick them up with the fins poking out the sides. You could end up snapping one. It's a bit like someone bending your arm back. You know, you wouldn't like it, so try not to do it to the fish. Other thing is your carp care. A little bit of that on your finger, in the mouth where the hook hold was. And this stuff's brilliant. This is by Nash. It's their Medicarp Ultra. And what that does, as soon as it gets wet, it sort of sets. Right, let's get her back in the water quickly, because I don't want her out too long. So her fins are back, I can lift her up safely. Return her to the water. Right, so the fish is safely back in the water, in the sling. So I'll get you a view of her going back. Somewhere around there. You might be able to see her, you might. So we'll see. Now, this is the other reason I like using the sling, especially around here. I can't get to the water very easily. It's very awkward. So, you know, it wouldn't be safe to return the fish by hand. There she is. You might be able to see. I think the sling's going to be in the way, but there she goes. Form and released her from there. Much easier. But I'm fishing the spot there, and I've got fizzing on my spot. And I've just put my rig back out, so I don't want to be disturbing it. Right. Oh, and we're away again. Live take. Live take. Fish number 2. Same spot. Ah, come off. No. Ah, oh dear. Ah, lost it. I left it too long before I picked it up. I was watching the camera. Ah, never mind. It happens. Hook felt short. It's yeah. Oh, never mind. Bit of a bummer, but it feels okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that thing. Well, 2 takes pretty quickly that was. Just putting it back down. They're there. We've definitely got fish and they're feeding, so I was looking for the rod on the camera because I can't see it very well, so never mind. We'll have another go. But there you go. It took whilst recording. It was. It's always nice to get the take as well, but I missed it on that last one. So I had to grab the rod and then start the recording. It's something nice just jumped out over there. Right, I'm going to move this back to my other baited spot. There's done nothing out there. So not a lot of people bother, but I always use a lanyard when I'm not using them in like a pod or something where they're clamped down. So both of my rods are actually tied on with a bit of paracord and a carabiner clip. So should I get a bit of a violent take, or I'll be playing a fish on the other rod and I'll get a second take, you know, I ain't got to worry about my rod going in, and if it does, it's still attached to a rope, so I'm not going to lose it and have a fish dragging a rod around the lake. You know, some people just lay them on the floor and they're wandering around. with a rod just sitting on the floor fishing. I'll tell you now, you may not have ever lost a rod doing that, and you've done it for years, but you know, you can never say that you'll never lose one. If you're fishing with a rod laying on the floor, there is always a chance that that can get dragged in. Don't matter how good you are. I've done it for years, you know, and I was one of them. You know, I've never lost a rod. I know what I'm doing, until I did. I had one get dragged in, and I dived in after it, standing in the lake playing 2 fish. So yeah, since that day, well, you know, I'm not going to do it again. I learnt my lesson, and I changed how I do it. So. Right, let's sit down, cosy up, and wait and see what happens. Some fizzing on that left-hand spot again. Also got a bit of fizzing on the right-hand spot where I just moved the right-hand rod from. So I swapped spots on me straight out position to the right, and now they're fizzing where I was fishing. Patience. Leave it alone. I can't help it. I'm always moving the rods. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Recasting. Well, just had some fizzing on the left-hand spot again, so fingers crossed we might be in with a chance of a 3rd take. But that's not bad for a Saturday morning, is it? 1 fish on the bank, 1 lost. I mean, it's always a bit gutting to lose one, but you know, it happens. I felt a little bit of a bump. I think it might have picked up one of the many branchy twigs on the bottom. It's probably slid down the line and just donked it off the hook. I reckon that's probably what he done. Never mind, can't get them all. Can but try. Can only try. That's all you can do. Do your best. It's called fishing, not catching. And we caught one. So I'm happy. I don't care. Might have been small. It weren't the biggest. You know, it weren't a bad size. I should have weighed it actually. It's probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 pound. Could have been pushing towards 10, but I mean that would be, I reckon 9ish personally. I don't think it was quite a 10. It felt a good weight, but she certainly put up a good scrap anyway, full of beans. Really hard fighting that was. Sit tight, sit back and relax. Don't do nothing. That's that carp care. Off stain on your fingers. It don't come off easy, but that shows you it don't come off the fish either. You know, it lasts. So it makes a waterproof barrier to seal the wound from the hook, and any other wounds that you see on the fish, you know, you can use it on the body as well, not just the hook hold. You know, if you find any damage on the fish when you get them out, you can use it on that as well. Oh, just see a nice one jumping out in my spot in the trees where I was going to go and fish. Oh, look at him over there. So that's where we was going to go. Over there. And right in me swim is a beast. casually jumping out the lake as we speak. You know, well, it's not as we speak now because he's stopped, hasn't he? There's another one in front of us. Look. Oh! I just see my line move. Leave the camera down. I see the line twitching on that left-hand one, but it hasn't gone off. No, not having it, is he? Oh, time for a mint. Watching the left one. It's the right hand one that went. Yeah. Bouncy. Feel the size here. I don't think it's a big one. I think it's another small one, to be fair. Went off well though. I was watching that left one. I see that line twitch, and there seemed to be more movement over that side. Yeah, it's going to be another small one, but not as lively as the last one. Them ghosties are angry. They are good fighters. Hopefully we're still recording. Yeah, we're on. Let's go wide. As I was saying, I've been baiting 2 spots, just alternating between them. Nothing was happening, so I left that one baited, but not fished it while I was fishing the other spot, and then I just swapped spots. Yeah, paid off. Fish number 2. So I'm only fishing single baits on the line, on the hook. Just over a little handful of boilies chucked out because I'm fishing marginal spots, so I'm not using PVA, mesh or bags or anything like that. No bait boats, no spodding, just a little bit of bait chucked out by hand over the top of the spot. He's nearly ready to come in. There's a big old branch there. Yeah. Well,
I've been on site for the past 3 or 4 weeks.
No, it's been shut, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've not been over here because it's been shut, but I've been up north.
Oh, what?
Cool. I haven't got any other way. Tension a few bits over there, a bit late.
Yeah. Cool.
I always like to catch tench out of here, so as soon as they sort of really eat them, I think.
I've got a boo-boo there.
How you been there, you alright?
Nah, not bad, mate, not bad at all.
Better now?
Better now, mate, better now. That's 2 today, so yeah, 2 in, lost 1, so not bad result. Right. There you go, one in the net.
Yeah. Just shouldn't have said what I said at the very moment I said it.
Oh no, sod's law they call that, isn't it?
Hey, look, he's going, oh, you can't catch over here, you southerners. I'm going, look, see, look.
Oh. Yeah, never mind. There we go. New fishy. Nice baits. Certainly working. Right, bit of carp here. There she is. Beautiful. Right. Let's get her back in the water for a second. She needs a drink. Fins are back. Right, fish is in the water. Get your net back up in case the other rod goes off. I'll keep her always covered as much as possible. Just going to show you quickly without her messing about. There we go. Thank you, darling. See, you can behave. That's number 2 of the day. So, there we go. Thank you. Right. I'll give her a quick weigh. I'll get her back in the water. Get the scales out. Weigh her quickly. And then let her go. Not bad result. 11.5. She's pointing the wrong way. She'll turn around. She's not really slimming. When she's ready, she'll swim off. Let her off. She goes. Right, well, we've got a bit of time left, but not long now. And then we're off to work. I didn't bring my cup with me. My mate's down there, he's made a brew. I ain't got a cup, so. Right, where's my mince? Let's have one of my mince. That's what I was doing. Just about to have a mint when my rod ripped off. Mint with fish fingers. Mmm. Nom 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 nom. Mmm. Nom 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 nom. You have quite fishy fingers, you do. Well, I think I've got about 20 minutes before I've got to pack up and head off to work. Well, we had a good morning. Shame I could have got here earlier and had a better morning, but haha, never mind. And to be honest, I needed to sleep this morning. I was up after the night. I got wisdom tooth playing up. That woke us up. Absolute agony. So I almost didn't come this morning. I was thinking, shall I? I thought, I might just go back to sleep. The alarm went off, and I thought, I'm awake. I might as well go fishing now. It feels a bit better this morning, so. Popped a few pills and yeah, it's sort of gone away a bit. It's not too bad at the moment. I can feel it, but it's bearable. So I kind of figured, well, we're up, let's go fishing. Oh, what a good job I did. 2 in the net. Yeah, beautiful ghosty. I reckon around 9ish, between 9 to 10 pounds. Yeah, I mean, it's I should have weighed her, but never mind, I didn't. And that second one, definitely a bit bigger. That was 11.5. Yeah, so not a bad morning at all so far. 3 takes, 2 landed. Boom. Yeah, no monsters yet, but it's 2 fish on the bank before work. You know what I mean? Come on, I'm happy. How can you not be happy with that? I get to go fishing Saturday mornings and every lunch break. You know, what's not to like?